Hi everyone, welcome back to the final video build for the Razor Blood and Chrome Raider. As you can see, I've completed the model 99%. There's just a clear part I need to add in, and I'll explain them in a second. Just to show you guys how the model came out completed with the paint job done. So what I did since the previous video was I did the green, I mixed green and blue, and I made these lines on each side, as well as I made it slightly watered it down, and then I did the emblems on the wings, as you can see in this. Let me just move this slightly. You can see over here. Okay, so it's actually indented, so no decals needed. You can just let the paint flow into the area, and then you'll have the insignia. Okay, so I had a bit of an issue with the paint job. For some reason my Tamiya tape was pulling the paint off, so I had to make some look like battle damage over here to make it look like a normal thing, so it's not actually showing that the plastic underneath. So I don't know why, and maybe just I didn't clean it properly with the with soap with the mold release. So just make sure you clean your model properly, scrub it down, and maybe do a test with some paint, so to make sure it doesn't pull off. I had to improvise with these lines with using cardboard and a thin strip of tape. And then what I did as well, I put a magnet, like I mentioned, into the rear section. So if I take this off, so I put a magnet on there, and then other half on this side, just glue it on, and it doesn't fall off now. It goes in and it stays. So I can turn the model upside down, it won't fall off. And these, okay, well, just take this off. As I do this, I'll explain the issues I had as well, so you don't do the same mistake. So I misaligned these two holes when I put the screws through, if that's your option. So just make sure they line up and make sure these gaps are flush before you drill the holes. And that's one of the reasons why I ended up drilling skew. So make sure they lined up or flush, and make sure it's flat against the base before you drill. I've used little nuts on the other side. That's your option. Okay. As well, another thing you need to do, which I still need to do, is on the rear engines, on these parts, this one's quite loose. So I might add a piece of plastic cord on the inside just to tighten it up slightly. Okay, this one's quite tight. This one's loosish. Okay. Yeah, what do you call it? Paint job. I added some battle damage, like I mentioned before, with the airbrush, and then with the I use a marking pencil. Made for this kind of thing. It's a liner thing. Suit black. That's what it's called. Okay. And then on the underside, so I'm going to flip this over. Let me just pull this engine out. While I'm on top, let me just explain this. So make 100% sure you line your left and your right up before you glue it, because I've got a slight step, and it's very, very slight, and this nose canopy is not going in properly. It's going in on the rear end, but over here it's not it goes in, but it doesn't line up. Okay, that's because it's misaligned. So unfortunately I've got a bit of a gap on the one side. But while I'm here, let me show you the interior. So there's your interior complete with the pilots and these two, the pilots and the commander. This piece is loose, so you can add lighting. And this whole lot pulls out. You just need to pull this rear seat slightly forward so that doesn't touch. Another thing I did was I grinded away the rear of the cockpit, because his head's in the way of closing. You do not see this when it's closed. You can actually grind away this whole section completely to make it look better. I might do that, but it's closed most of the time anyway. Okay, maybe if it's open, you can have it like in an open position for maybe a diorama. If you're going to make landing gear, then grind that rear off. I'm not doing that. Okay, so the rear end or the lower end. Over. There we go. Okay, you are getting stand plastic parts with this, like the other kits. Okay, it looks similar to this. But it's not. This one is going to be narrower. Okay, so you put it into a board, and they would basically go on the rear, and then there's one for the front section as well. And this one goes in the front. Over here. That one goes there, and this one goes. Just move it until it fits. Okay, over there. Sorry, there, just yeah, by the rear intake. Okay, so so the ones you're getting, the top profile is the same, the bottom is not the same. So it's lighter as well. Okay, as I showed before, these come off. They're not permanently glued in. You can add electronics, etc. onto these, or you can glue them in. Guns complete, they not glued in, everything comes apart, makes it easier. And with this rear engine on, it hides this area away. So I think maybe I'll stick a piece of plastic on here so it sticks in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the clear parts, which are the engines and these little intakes, not outlets should I say, these stabilizers. I'm going to paint them blue on the rear and maybe like a darkish color on the front. It's a Maya transparent paint. And then at a later stage, when I add lighting, it'll be easier to do. I would not stick these in until you maybe do the lighting or you drill the holes. So I'm going to drill the holes first to this into the main body, and then I'll stick those plastic parts in, because when they're in you won't get them out. And that is the same as I mentioned with the these front on this side, the front lights. Once you push those parts in, then it's, as we say in South Africa, then it's tickets. Okay, it's over, you won't get it out. I also countersunk the screws using a larger drill bit, the size of the screw, just by hand. And I have 2 holes over here from the previous drill, which I'll just seal up. Let's take this off, turn it around again. Okay, I also put square blue or green squares on the bottom of the wings on each side, as per reference. And these have got a slight yellow or rustic tinge to them. I recommend using nuts to screw the back end in, because it's actually very stable when you pick it up. This engine back. So that's it. So the next video that I'll do is just a turntable when I get the stand, and then all this will be put up onto my YouTube channel. But just to give you guys a quick turnaround over here of the kit, which doesn't make sense because you're going to go to the next video and look at it anyway, but I will do it. Let me just pick this canopy in. Kind of, okay. So there you go, Cylon Raider Blood and Chrome / Razor. Very nice design, similar to the 1978 original series. A kit I've wanted for a long time, and I'm happy with this variant. Okay, so on to the next kit, which will be the Ornithopter. So happy building on this model. If you have any questions, please reach out. I will help you out where I can. Okay, thanks guys. Cheers.